Hello and welcome to another edition of Health Matters on Channels Television. Thank you for staying with us. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. Sickle cell disease is an inherited disorder characterized by the modification of red blood cells from a smooth donut appearance to a sickle shape, which lacks the elasticity of the normal cell. These sickle-shaped cells hold less oxygen and have a tendency to block small blood vessels, causing pain and a host of other problems. In Nigeria, more than 150,000 children are born with sickle cell disorder every year, making it the highest burden of the disease worldwide. Interventions have increased life expectancy, especially with the establishment of dedicated centers. In America, life expectancy has risen from 14 years in 1974 to 60 years in 2014. Now there's hope for some more permanent interventions in Nigeria. My guests today are Professor Olu Akinonju, who is a member of the International Society of Hematology and the chairman of the Sickle Cell Foundation, Nigeria. Second guest, Mr. Oputa Onsa, whose son is a beneficiary of bone marrow transplant surgery. You're welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Prof, let me start with you. Talking about more permanent interventions, bone marrow transplant is like, you know, a light. We don't know how bright it is, but it is a light on the horizon. At what age do children who have sickle cell disease go for this intervention?
Usually very young. They could start from the age of 2, and the young people, it's more successful in people young. Above age of 11, not so successful, but we have been doing it in Rome with our partners to age of 16. But in America, there are people who are doing it in adults as well.
Yes, I heard of, you know, successful adult transplants.
Yeah, everything
What's the difference?
Is research. I mean, it's when they do more research to see how to make something that is not successful. So that's what you need for every disorder.
So this intervention is still a work in progress, as it were.
Yes, but we start with children because that's easier to do, and then.
Okay, so what does it really involve, you know, on the part of the donor and then the recipient? What really is taken out?
Yeah, I heard you say surgery. It's not surgery.
It's not surgery.
No, it's not surgery.
What do you call it?
No, it's just transplantation.
So
stem
how
cells
does
from
that?
The bone marrow, you know, we all have bone marrow.
But it does involve some sort of invasion into the body, doesn't it?
Not more than putting fluid infusion. You know,
Okay.
like you give blood transfusion.
Okay.
This time you transfuse the bone marrow cells from the donor.
Okay, so it's taking out just like blood. It's not really a cut or anything.
No, it's not surgery. You take the bone marrow, you withdraw the bone marrow inside the bone. You know, the blood is formed inside bone.
Okay.
If you're eating chicken and you break the leg, you'll see some red. That's
That
bone marrow.
red or brown
Yes,
stuff inside
yes.
after it has been cooked.
So
Okay.
the bone marrow is withdrawn a little bit, is put up there and transfused into the recipient. But before that, you'd have destroyed the bone marrow of the recipient.
Okay.
Let's say I'm the one who's SS and you would have destroyed my bone marrow. So you now put your bone marrow, say from you, let's say you're my sibling and we're compatible. Put it here. And because I'm SS, let's say you are AA or AS, that will go into, they'll find their way to my bone marrow and start to grow up there. From then on, if it's successful, all they will do is produce AA cells if you're AA or AS cells if you're.
Okay, so this transfusion, as you call it,
Yes.
how much of it does one need to take from the donor? I'm aware that in normal transfusions, well, I don't really know.
You could take 500 ml and you can transfuse 6
and that's
times
enough to.
But this one is just a small amount, maybe about 20 mils or so. And whatever you put in there, it takes time to grow. It's not, you don't do it today and the man gets up tomorrow.
Yes, that's my point
Yes,
exactly. How does
yeah.
he survive when his own cells have been destroyed?
Because he's put in a room to protect him from infection. Nobody walks into that room, and it's, it's all done.
Very sanitary.
Yes, it's very sanitary. And,
okay, before I come to the criteria and everything, your son received this procedure.
Yeah, he went through the process.
How long ago was that?
He did it in 2010.
Okay. Now, I want to know, where was his procedure done?
In Rome.
In Rome. Rome is like your regular partner?
Yeah, we have partnership with them in Rome. They do it in many of the European countries and in America, but as a group we had partnership, a foundation there.
Okay. So, Mr. Musa, I want to know, what kind of symptoms did he have before he went in for the procedure?
You know, as a sickler, yeah, it is important for you as a parent to be interested in your son, to look after the well-being of your son.
Quite right.
So you don't keep him in a place that is too hot,
okay,
or a place that
so you were following the rules.
Yes.
But was he having any sort of symptoms that were making him uncomfortable?
He was having crisis. Occasionally, crisis will come. We are also told to ask him to drink a lot of water, always, which we did. And but when the crisis comes, we rush him to the hospital. And when that crisis comes, really, it's like you're having crisis in your entire home, because you will not have time for the other children.
Okay.
And that was why we insisted. It's not really true that every sickler will die young, no? That's not true. But we wanted a permanent cure.
Okay.
Yes.